What is up, Colorado? Welcome back to another episode of Nuggets and Brews, where we talk Denver Nuggets and we get to drink local Colorado craft beer. What a awesome past couple days. We got an Avs comeback win in Dallas. 6 unanswered goals, and then we have obviously the Nuggets lose that same night to Sunday night to I forgot because it doesn't matter. To the Cavs. I'm sorry. it's just been such a crazy couple of days where just so much awesome sports. You had the Avalanche coming back from you had the Avalanche coming back at Dallas, and then you had the Nuggets losing, and which was like a another Tony Brothers appearance that was just absolutely infuriating. You get the Broncos win coming back on Sunday Night Football, and for a moment there I was like, the Nuggets are gonna lose tonight, Broncos are gonna lose tonight. It's just gonna be a bleak Sunday, and no, to my surprise, it's Victory Monday. The Broncos get a win, 21-20, and then tonight the Nuggets get a gritty win in a game where Michael Malone gets ejected and Nikola Jokic gets ejected. What is happening? What is happening right now? So, you know what? This is an instant reaction video to obviously the weekend and to the game that just ended. Nuggets get the win at the Pistons, and on a back-to-back, Coach Malone gets ejected and Nikola Jokic gets ejected. I mean, that's just wild. But anyways, you know what? Tonight I am winging tonight's episode. I took no notes. I kind of watched the game. Actually, I did watch the game tonight for the Pistons, but I wasn't taking notes or anything like that because you know what? It's Monday. I was a little tired, but you know what? I have enough energy to do the podcast. So yeah. Everybody, welcome back to Nuggets and Brews. My name is Misa. What an awesome win by the Nuggets. What a gritty win without Nikola Jokic to really get that win. 107-103. I mean, let's get right into it because it's probably going to be just like a 30-minute episode of just me rambling about, hopefully, I'm trying not to say anything about Tony Brothers because, you know what, I'm sick and tired of that guy, so I'm not even going to talk to him. I'm not even going to talk that much about him, so... Man, what a weird sequence the Nuggets have been in. They've just been in this weird little funk. Not even call it a funk. They just kind of haven't been themselves in a weird way. But anyways, you know what? Let's get into today's episode. Let's crack open a beer. I had this last time. It's my last. What do you call it? It's a Golden Nugs from Liquid Mechanics. Hopefully, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if it'll zoom in again. Probably not. But you know what? Yeah, there you go. But anyways, let's get into it. First quarter, Michael Malone gets ejected. I don't know from what. I was cooking dinner and I wasn't too sure what happened. But when I sat down, all of a sudden I hear Marlo mentioned that he got ejected, and I was like, typical Malone move. It's just become a thing whenever Malone is not getting, whenever the Nuggets are not getting the foul calls that deservingly so the Nuggets should get. Michael Malone throws this fit of I'm gonna get ejected and I'm gonna make sure I get ejected. And it's funny, I saw some of the replay of Michael Malone getting ejected, and he was already walking to the locker room, expecting to it looked like he was already kind of walking back, expecting to get ejected. But you know what? He did it, whatever. It kind of got the team going a little bit, but it also got Nikola Jokic a little bit mad because homeboy was not having it tonight either. I mean, there was a sequence where before he got ejected, I mean, he clearly gets fouled twice in front of the ref. They don't call it. And it's one of those things where, as a Nuggets fan, you know the Nug life still kind of lingers a little bit, and that's due to the fact that we as Nuggets fans feel like the referees don't respect Nikola Jokic as far as him being a superstar. He doesn't get that superstar treatment. He absolutely does not. going back to the game against the Cavs, like the Cavaliers were being very physical. They were getting away with a lot of fouls, being very physical down low. But whenever we try to play physical on defense, like we were getting a really tough whistle. I mean, for the on the first half of against the Cavs, I think the Nuggets had like under 6 free throw attempts compared to the 18 that the Cavs did. So it's a huge discrepancy there, given how much points come in the paint for the Nuggets. Like the Nuggets live in the paint, and for the Nuggets to continuously and consistently have such a discrepancy at the free throw line, it just kind of as a Nuggets fan, you kind of like, oh, like what is happening? Like why aren't we getting the respect that we deserve? But I mean, this team is and there's an argument of like, well, you should go to the bucket, you should go to this. The Nuggets live in the paint. Like they will literally outscore you in the paint. They live in the paint. They get all their points in the paint, and they're an aggressive team. You can't tell me they're a top rated offense with such a low scoring, with such a low attempts on the ground, and to not even get the benefit of the doubt on the whistle. It's annoying. It really is annoying. But you know what? Enough about the refs. Because even though Nikola Jokic, had a tough game at Cleveland, there still kind of was an opportunity to kind of get back into that game, and the Nuggets just didn't have it. So you kind of tossed that game aside, and it was kind of annoying. I mean, you lose at the Pelicans. What ended up being a really close game towards the end. Tough way to lose that one. But you were down 20 at that point. I mean, you were down 20 again to the Pelicans. You almost came back and beat them again, but you can't be playing that type of basketball, especially against Western Conference opponents who you have to be much better than that. But then moving on to Cleveland, you get you get solid contributions from your bench. It's not like the past three games the bench hasn't been playing bad at all. They actually been relatively good. They've been pretty good. Christian Brown is starting to be more aggressive, and so now like you're kind of starting to put pieces together, but it's just like this weird almost. I don't know what's happening with the Nuggets right now with the Nuggets offense. I don't know if like they're just kind of tired, or it's just the whole Jamal effect where they're just not into like this clean rhythm. But then again, the NBA is never like consistent. It's never pretty. You're never gonna be like, you're gonna ride this wave all season long. But honestly, I'm not too worried. A lot of people were on Twitter. I'm seeing people's reactions and stuff like that. And yes, granted, you want to kind of, I wouldn't say freak out, but you do want to like you're there's a little bit of concern, but I don't know, not to me. The Nuggets are just too good. I think they're just kind of going through this weird little funk where they're just kind of like not necessarily not caring, but they're just kind of going through the motions as kind of any team, any upper echelon team kind of goes through, where they're just kind of like not necessarily taking a night off, or they're not really giving their first full effort, but they're just kind of going through the motions, and that's kind of where the Nuggets are right now. They're either they have momentum or they don't. And if you have momentum, they ride it, and if they don't have momentum, it's almost like their defense kind of lapses, and their defense tends to fuel their offense. And whenever one is not fueling the other, you kind of see that with the Nuggets offense, where they're just not getting to the rhythm of things. They stop cutting, they stop setting screens, and there's just a lot of one-on-one, or just a lot of standing around. So, but again, like this is a championship team. Like they're just coming off a championship. They're still top 4 in the standings, and tonight's win kind of helps them stay above, in that top 4 seeding in the West. But it's so early in the season. I don't see any reason for concern, and I don't see any reason for people to kind of be freaking out about Jokic getting ejected, or I don't know. It's just one of those weird like stretches where we've seen the Nuggets kind of go through this. Like we've seen the Nuggets kind of go through this weird stretches of like them just kind of like nonchalantly playing and then being really aggressive, and then next game they're really awesome. So, but great win tonight against the Detroit Pistons, who are just absolutely. I mean, they're not terrible. They got some good talent on there. It just seems like they just haven't put it together just quite yet. But they got some good talent. They got some good talent there. But it seems like it's Detroit. It's like that kind of team where they have talent. They have talent every year. It's like they get new talent, but they just can never put it together. They have a, I think it's Monty Williams, their coach. I think he was the former Suns coach. So they're trying to build something there, and I mean, good luck to them. I mean, it's Detroit, it's the Pistons. Like they haven't been good for a while. But anyways, if you have a beer, cheers. I know I just like started off like rambling and stuff like that. Like I'm into it. I'm into it today. Let's get into it. But no, let's check some stats. I mean, like I said, I haven't really like looked at the stats or anything like that, just because I was just kind of watching the game and I was just kind of hoping they would get that win. But it was even before like the Jokic ejection, like it was kind of a close. It was kind of close. It was kind of a little bit back and forth. The Nuggets do jump out to a lead, early in that first quarter, 27-23. But after the first quarter, you're kind of thinking, okay, the yes, Malone got ejected, but you still have Jokic in there. We should be able to blow this team out. And then after Jokic gets ejected, you're kind of thinking like, I wouldn't say like Nuggets were gonna fold because they're just not that type of team. They're just. It's not like Nikola Jokic sets the defensive like mindset of the team. So you knew the Nuggets were gonna go into this defensive mindset of like we're just gonna try and stop you and just get out and run. And that's exactly what they did, especially in that second half. And even more so in the fourth quarter when under 6 minutes and things started kind of tightening up a little bit, you saw the Pistons making a little bit more mistakes, as young players tend to do, not rebounding correctly, and just getting out and run and just making sure that you kind of catch the Pistons off guard. So that was actually pretty cool to see for them to kind of hone in on their defense without Nikola Jokic and just and not necessarily dominate, but just make it so hard so that the Pistons like had to work just extra hard to get extra rebounds. They had to crash the boards, especially after the Pistons lost that lead late under 2 minutes, and they couldn't score. The Pistons just could not score under 2 minutes, and that just is a testament to the culture of the Denver Nuggets that the Nuggets have created this defensive identity when they really, really need it. And that was awesome to see without Nikola Jokic. So that was great. That was a great win. That was a solid win, especially after our back-to-back. You just get blown out at Cleveland. Like you just didn't have it the night before. And then you come back. All this adversity happens early on, and then just to close it out, that was just an absolutely awesome way to showcase like your defensive mindset that a championship team should have. And kudos to the Nuggets, man. Awesome job. So let's get into a little bit of stats. For me, man, Reggie Jackson continues to be to be just super solid, and he was extra aggressive tonight. When he saw that a little bit of lane, he just took that power dribble 1-2, took that quick layup. That was great. Like you want to see Reggie Jackson be that kind of aggressive point guard, especially when Jamal is out, because it's almost like you can't replace Jamal, but you can kind of replace like his aggressiveness on the floor. Never gonna replace that absolute elite scoring that Jamal brings. But if you're aggressive like Reggie Jackson was tonight, where if your shot isn't falling, you just try and find that open space to drive it, kick it out, or just make a tough floater like he was doing all night tonight. Man, that was great to see, and he's fitting in so well. And looking back at the signing, you're like, why would the Nuggets sign this guy to 2 years? Well, this is why. Like he's just a solid veteran. You need him, and he's been absolutely money lately. So still tends to get a little dribble happy, but that's just Reggie Jackson. However, he hasn't made a whole ton of mistakes, and that's all you can ask from Reggie. Just don't make a whole lot of mistakes, and I think they should be good. had Jokic not gotten ejected, he left the game with like 9 points. So had he scored another point, all five starters would have had double figures, but that's besides the point. KCP chipped in 20, Michael Porter with 14, Aaron Gordon with 11. Aaron Gordon was awesome because he was running the offense quite a lot tonight. After Jokic went down, like you can actually hear him on TV, like yelling the plays out and stuff like that. That's how empty the arena for the Pistons is. Like you can actually hear on TV like Aaron Gordon yelling out the plays. It's just cool, man. Like, dude, Aaron Gordon, the man of the people. He's every night he gives you like something extra. Every night it's even when his shot isn't falling, even when he's shooting, even when he takes like bad threes, you're like, Aaron, just go to the bucket. Like he just after a mistake or anything like that, he comes back and he'll give you a block, he'll give you an alley-oop. Like there's really not much to complain about Aaron Gordon other than just improve your free throws. But it seems like he's getting a little better as the season goes on. But no, man, not a whole lot to complain about Aaron Gordon. Just keep playing solid, man. Like, I mean, 11 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds. I mean, jeez, like, he was just awesome tonight. So, looking back at the trade with Orlando, that was the most smartest trade to really unify the defensive identity of the Nuggets. And then you add KCP, who's just been shut. He's like Patrick Surtain, man. He'll shut you down like he will slow you down to the point where he'll frustrate you and he'll make you pass. And teams are trying to like go at him and it's like, what are you doing? Why you're switching to him, and even if you switch out, he'll switch back on you. Like if you're on ball and he's your primary, like if KCP is your primary defender and he's assigned to you, and you try to switch out, KCP's like, no, he'll fight that screen and just get right back on you, and he makes it tough, man. Like I can't believe KCP's playing at this level consistently every night. Like we take it for granted, like. Every once in a while, like tonight, like 20 points after like being awesome defensively. Like it's at this point, like I don't even there's previous games where I'm like, oh man, I wish KCP would have scored a little bit more. But then I look at what he did against the opposing shooting guard, point guards, or sometimes even small forwards. I'm like, dude, keep going at it. So. KCP, keep doing your thing, man. Like I don't know if you get to like keep the chains, but man, Malone's gonna run out of money if he has to keep giving you those. But man, that's awesome. It's great. It's just as weird as the games have been, where the past two games where we lost, it's just gonna happen. Like. Yeah, dropping 2 sucks, but it's gonna happen throughout the year, and I'm not overly concerned about, Now, if you would have lost tonight, and I mean, obviously there would have been excuses, but had Jokic not have been, even if Jokic would have never gone ejected, had they lost tonight, there still would have been that excuse of like, they're coming back, they're coming on a back to back, and all this and that. But you know what? It seems like this team just doesn't care, and they don't make excuses, and they'll fight you. They'll play ball to the end. And you've seen it in a lot of games where they're down and you're like, man, this game's over. No. They almost came back against the Rockets. They came back against the Pelicans at home, and they almost came back against the Pelicans again at their home court. And they just don't make it easy for you at all. Whether Jokic's playing, whether Jokic is not playing, whether Murray is off with an injury. Like this team is just like they play so collectively. And again, it's because of guys like Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic setting that tone. And now you have guys like Aaron Gordon, KCP following that trend of like, no, we're not giving up. We're going to play you tough till the last whistle. The one player I'm a little, I'm not even upset about because, again, it is early in the season. I feel like he's still coming back from injury and still kind of getting into the rhythm of things, is Michael Porter Jr. we always talk about Michael Porter's potential as like a defender, as a shooter, as just like, his ascension is still going. Like he's still gonna get better. He's still getting better. But there's nights where I don't know if it's because of the injury of him coming back from that ankle, or is his back still bothering him? But there's times where he makes these weird plays where he's just not protecting the ball, and also he doesn't move whenever he needs to on offense, or he's just not rotating. But I'm not reading too much into it. I want to see a little bit more effort from Michael Porter on just securing the ball. Whenever he has the ball, like, I'm not necessarily freaked out, like, go pass it right away, pass it right away. No, just he just needs to be strong with his hands. There's been too many times this year where they slap it away, or he's just like kind of fumbling the ball or fumbling the rebound. So get strong with your hands, Porter. Make sure you secure that ball, especially whenever you're trying to do your move, and you have that defender in front of you. So just secure that ball. Make sure no one's like, even if they're slapping at it, you're huge, dude. Like, make sure you just secure the ball, and even on rebounds, just call it out. Call it out, grab it, and just secure it. But tonight, 14 points, 2 assists, 11 rebounds. I know, another solid double-double. So again, I'm not incredibly upset or anything like that about Michael Porter. There's a couple things, like he obviously has to clean up here and there, just like any other player would that's coming either back from injury, or it is still relatively getting back into the rim of things, because I don't think he's played a lot of basketball since the finals, much like a lot of players on the roster. But Michael Porter's that type of player that he needs to get going. And tonight, 5 of 15 from the field, that kind of speaks to him just, not being comfortable with the shot still, or either taking bad shots. But it doesn't matter. We got the win, and he had I think he had like a block tonight that was just absolutely huge, and some rebounds that were just that were like just absolutely crucial. Yeah, he had one block, so yeah, I do remember that block. Christian Braun, man, this kid is coming into his own again. Aggressive Christian Braun. Not much you can say about Christian Braun other than just keep improving on that three. He's been a little less reluctant to not shoot it, or not reluctant. He's been less. Wait, what am I saying? He's been more confident in shooting the three. And I don't mind him taking that three, especially when you're the primary, not necessarily the primary scorer, but you are expected to score just a little bit more off the bench, because you are that guy on the bench, and you should be. You are kind of like the veteran of the bench, aside from Reggie Jackson, who's obviously been here longer than the league. But Christian Braun played way more minutes than Reggie Jackson has. So just keep being aggressive, Braun. Don't let your confidence falter because your shots are missing. Just go to the bucket, dude. Like, you're so savvy. Whenever he's just so savvy. Whenever I love those pump fakes that he has, where he just like, he jump stops and bam, defenders come over and he's like, I'm gonna put it up, psych, and he just like immediately passes it on the interior, or he just goes up strong with that weird. He's got such a weird like layup thing, and it's like so aggressive, and I love it. Absolutely love Christian Braun's game, and again, as he's evolving as a player, he's evolving like as a teammate. So good for him. It's great to see Christian Braun starting to really come into his own and kind of take charge of the bench, which you really wanted him to do since the beginning. So he continues on his trend. Not only is he going to continue getting big minutes, but he's going to have opportunities to close with the starters. If and whatever the situation arises where either they need to play small ball, or KCP's hurt or something, whatever the reason, like, I think Christian Braun would be fantastic to either close or give him extended minutes with the starters. And you've seen some of that too. You've seen, especially with Jamal being down, you've seen Christian Braun have a little bit extra run time. I think we've seen like a lineup with Brown, KCP, Gordon, Porter, and Jokic. So it's kind of a lanky lineup. And then Zignaji 7 points, Julian Strawther 4 points, so Peyton Watson 4, and Jalen Pickett with 2. Let's talk about Jalen Pickett for a second because I haven't really liked his game lately. He's just not a threat to score. Anytime he's out there, he's just not a threat to score, and it's almost frustrating to kind of see him out there not. I don't know what he's doing out there. Like, I honestly don't, and I don't think he knows either. But then again, he's a rookie. He hasn't really learned Nuggets basketball in a sense, so I kind of don't fault him for that. I wouldn't say he's a bust or anything like that. No, absolutely not. I think he just needs some time to adjust. I'm sure it's just such a different game, like coming from from that college system that he was accustomed to just a year ago to to a quicker, much faster physical level of basketball in the NBA. So I don't necessarily fault him for not necessarily picking things up right away, but I just want to see him being a little more aggressive and just pick your spots. There's times where he was open, take that shot. He's not a terrible shooter. Like we've seen him shoot relatively. We've seen him shoot and hit some big threes in the preseason. So just maybe get a couple buckets here and there. So just kind of get himself going, settle down a little bit, and but then again, he is a bench player. He's a deep bench player, and the only reason he's playing is obviously Jamal's out, and we just kind of need to rest people. And tonight, obviously, Jokic goes down or gets ejected, so there was extra minutes to be played. But just anytime he's out there, I just don't feel like he's confident. I don't feel like he's kind of reading the floor correctly. So hopefully he gets himself going because he's a big body. Maybe bring back Colin Gillespie. I feel like Gillespie had a little bit more of like a swag to him. He was a little bit more calm than Pickett is. Granted, Colin Gillespie is smaller, but I feel like his offensive game would have been much useful tonight as opposed to Jalen Pickett. But man, I mean, what a cool game! What a fun way to kind of get yourself back up, get back into the win column. Nuggets play the Orlando Magic on Wednesday, and which should be a fun game. Orlando, much better team. We're gonna yet to find out. They're 8-5 right now. They seem to be learning a lot recently. As playing together as a team, and they're just a little bit better. But we'll see. They're still a young team. Paulo Banchero. I want to call him like Ranchero because it just sounds like Ranchero. People call it Banchero, but Paulo Banchero. That's how I like to say it. Say the Mexican way. Yeah, just a young team. It should be interesting to see. I mean, it's weird. It's weird. Like the Nuggets have had these weird finishes against the Magic, where the Nuggets don't take the Orlando series, and then Orlando makes a game out of it. It's like they make it like a sloppy game out of it. But I don't know, man. I feel like the Nuggets should win that matchup. I don't see the Nuggets kind of faltering. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll have to just kind of do a little more deep dive in that. But again, it should be a win for the Nuggets. You can't. Jokic came out mad tonight. He's gonna be even more mad against Orlando. So Orlando, you set your prayers because dude, Nikola Jokic is gonna be mad. He's gonna be coming out like, I can't believe they threw me out twice. What is up, Nuggets and Brews? It seems like my camera cut off at this weird time. I guess there's like a 30-minute limit, and I didn't even know I was rambling for that long. Again, like I said earlier in the episode, I knew I was gonna ramble on for a while. So, anyways, I was about to wrap it up when the camera cut off. So you know what? Might as well wrap it up now. Anyways, let me give you my prediction for Nuggets at Magic. Let's just get that out of the way. Again, the Nuggets won tonight against the Pistons, and they hit their road average, which is 107 points. So they're gonna be right around there at Orlando. So let's say Nuggets 111. It's going to be a close one. So Nuggets 111, they're going to get the win. Nuggets 111. I want to say Orlando 108. Another close match. Another close game. So, yeah, you heard it here first. The Nuggets are going to get a win. Really close, squeaky, ugly win. They're going to be close to their average of 107 points. Nuggets 111. Orlando Magic 108. So, let's get the win streak going again. Let's see if we can finish this road trip. I said 3-2 that we're gonna finish this 5-game road trip. So let's get the second win, and hopefully they get the third win. I can't remember who they play after Orlando, but you know what? Let's get the win, and let's go back home, and let's come back and secure a couple of home court wins after Thanksgiving. So. Yeah, fun little episode tonight. I don't know what I said in this episode or what I was talking about, so I am sorry if you're expecting a deep dive of Nuggets at Pistons and deep dive of Cavs and Nuggets loss. But you know what? It is what it is. I'm not a reporter. I'm just a guy who loves Denver Nuggets and loves drinking beer. So, anyways. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe, share it with your friends and family. Anyone who's recently subscribed, thank you so much. And please make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And yeah, my name is Misa. Thank you so much for watching Nuggets and Brews. I'll see you. I'll try and make an episode for Wednesday night. I should be able to make one. I'm not going to be working, so. Why not jump on the old podcast setup I have and do a little podcast. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching Nuggets and Brews. My name is Misa. See ya. Didn't even get to drink my beer. I've been rambling all episode. Didn't even get to drink my beer. Look at this. It's ridiculous. Liquid Mechanics. I'm sure go check them out.